Hey guys, welcome back. So this time we're gonna talk about what I've been doing since the last video, like always, of course. So the first thing I'm gonna tell you about is Amy's Pizza. I was in Whole Foods and the cashier was like, oh, I've never tried this type of pizza before. Is it good? And I was like, yeah. She said, you know what, you should try the Amy's no cheese pizza. And I was like, why is that the name of the Amy's no cheese pizza? But she was talking about how good it was. Oh my goodness, is this? Oh my goodness, is that? And I was like, okay. So I was like, I may look it up. We'll see what happens. So then as we were leaving, as I was leaving, another cashier came up, and I guess she overheard maybe like part of the end of the conversation. And she was like, are y'all talking about Amy's no cheese pizza? It's so good. And I was like, okay, this is the second person talking about this Amy's no cheese pizza. I was like, okay, I'm really gonna have to look this up and see what they're talking about. And so I tried it, and to me it's kind of like a supreme pizza without cheese and without meat. And I've never been a supreme pizza type person. When I did eat cheese, and if I, for whatever reason, got a slice of supreme pizza, I would take off the onions, I would take off the bell peppers, and the majority of the time I would take off the mushrooms, just because it wasn't my thing. So they left me with the meat and cheese, of course. But yeah, that's what I would eat. I didn't mind the flavor. Like, the flavor of it was good to me, but I didn't care for the texture of the bell pepper and onion on the pizza. But I tried the Amy's no cheese pizza. It's actually called Amy's roasted vegetable pizza, I believe, and it's dairy free, and of course there's no meat on it. And so I tried it, and it was better than I thought it would be. It was better than I thought it would be. So it had mushrooms and I believe onions and bell peppers, but the texture was different, the taste was different. I would get it again. I wouldn't get it often, but I would definitely get it again. So Amy's roasted vegetable pizza, I tried that once. I actually went to Kroger's, and they had it at Kroger's, and got it. It was pretty good. So yeah, I tried that. I've also tried Amy's vegetarian chili. That was pretty good. Now that I would get again, because it's just like an easy way to have chili instead of like having to make it with either like the lentils, which I've done before, or with beans, or with beans, because usually regardless of how I make the chili, it always has some type of red beans in it. So it's just a quicker, easier way to just pop it out the can and just go ahead and eat it. What I did with it was I made my version of a taco salad. And so I had the tortilla chips, I had lettuce, I had the chili, I had jalapenos, I had tomatoes and salsa. So of course I could have went probably to like Whole Foods and got some cheese, but I try not to eat a lot of stuff like that out of the store, just because I want to make sure I stay with my foundational items, because the more processed foods that I get, I don't think it's going to be as beneficial as if I was just eating things that were like straight from the ground. But I do eat things that I do buy from the store just because it's quicker. And so I will get it again. I'm just not going to get the Amy's vegetarian chili that often. But I would suggest that you should get it. I suggest you get it if you come across it, and if you want like a quick way to have like a meal or something added to it, because it's still chili. You can put it on a baked potato. You can maybe get some different type of tortilla chips and use it as scoops or something. Like, it's chili. I feel like you can just do whatever with it that you want to. You can eat it by itself with nothing if you wanted to, really. What else have I tried? Ooh, so okay, so listen, I gotta make sure I say it right. Listen, if you go to Olive Garden, they have this new sauce. It's called spicy marinara sauce. So this sauce is so good that I really plan on going on the website and putting in a compliment and say, whoever came up with this recipe or idea needs to get a bonus for the next 10 years because it is very, very good. So I've gotten the regular marinara sauce before at Olive Garden, and it always tastes like something was lacking. I would try to put pepper on it. I would try to put red pepper flakes on it. If I'm at the house, I would try to put parsley on it. I was like, this is just missing something, and I don't know what it was. But it was still, it was like, it was doable. Like I was fine with eating it. I would eat it, get it again. I've got it more than one time. But it was like 2 weekends ago, I went to Olive Garden on a Friday after work. I noticed that they had it, and I was like, oh, this is so good. It was so good that the next day I went to Olive Garden and got it again. That's just how good it was. So I haven't gotten it since, just because, you know, the pasta and the carbs and stuff. But man, like, y'all have to try it. So if you need a sauce with no meat and you like things that's kind of spicy, I mean, I'm a spicy person, so it wasn't like super spicy to me. So if you're not a spicy person, it may be extremely spicy to you. So you may have to take some of your friends or something, may not just get it, and not just get it. Because me, I probably could have added some red pepper flakes to it and been fine. But the taste itself was just good. That's the point of this. The taste itself was just that good. It was so good that I should make a video on it itself. Like, the next time I go, I'm gonna try to take my camera and take pictures and let you see my reaction as I eat it, and so that you can see what it looks like. It's very good. Olive Garden spicy marinara sauce. So what else have I tried? I've tried jackfruit. So if you have looked online, or you're considering being vegan, or you're already vegan, I'm sure you've seen the pulled pork recipe that people use, and they use jackfruit instead of the pork. So jackfruit is an actual fruit, and usually you find it in like Asian stores. And so online they tell you to get it out the can, and once you take it out the can, you basically put it in a skillet and put it in the oven. That's what you're supposed to do. So the recipe says take it out, put it in a skillet, put some seasoning on it. The seasoning you would use would be like whatever kind of spices you like. So I believe online they would say like some chili powder, seasoned salt, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, or some smoked paprika, chicken broth, really just whatever seasoning you like. That's what I do, is I look at recipes and I find stuff that that I would like, and then I would say, oh, okay, that's not a spice I would like, so I'm not going to use it, or I don't have it, so I'm not going to use it. Or I'll be like, ooh, I'm going to add this on top of that, and just because I know that I already like it. So just find a recipe that works for you. So once you add the spices to it, put it in the skillet, cook it down some so that you can break it up. And then after you break it up, you're going to put it in the oven for about 350 for about, if you have it in the can, I'm going to say about 20-25 minutes. At least that's what the person on the recipe that I looked up initially said. However, I had fresh jackfruit. So my manager, she's Asian, and I was asking her about it, and she was like, yeah, we have that all the time. She was like, the fresh jackfruit is actually better than the canned jackfruit. So next time I go to the store, I'm gonna get you some fresh jackfruit. And since she was going for me, I was just like, okay, although I'd rather have the can, I would take whatever, because I could have just as easily drove to the store and got it myself, but I don't think it's one that's close to me, and she goes every weekend, so I just allowed her to bring it to me. So she brought it to me, and I really wish I would have taken a picture so I could have showed it to you guys. So the jackfruit, the taste reminds me kind of a persimmon, maybe. Maybe the texture reminds me of like a firm nectarine or a firm mango. it's hard to describe. There are no other fruit textures that it reminded me of. But I would say it was pretty interesting, and I would eat it again. So I tried it fresh, like fresh, not in the can and not cooked. So I tried it because it's a fruit that people eat regularly, like just by themselves. My manager, when I told her what I was going to do with it, she was like, why would you cook it? It's not made for cooking. And so she's like, don't cook it. I'm going to find you some in the can. Don't cook it. Eat this fresh because it's going to be better like that. And I was like, oh, okay. And then 2 minutes later, I ended up cooking it because that's what I wanted it for. So with the fresh, you do have to do like a tiny bit more work, because the fresh one, it is like an orange or anything that any other type of fruit that you have, there's a seed that's going to be inside of it. So I had to actually open it up and take the seed out of it, and I shredded it a little bit before I put it in the skillet. And so I put it, after I finished shredding all of it and taking the seeds out of it, I put it in the skillet. I cooked it down after, and I made sure I put the seasoning on it. And I also added a little bit of liquid smoke just to kind of give it that meaty flavor. I didn't see the recipe that said liquid smoke. I just thought it was a good idea for me, and I did it, and it was a good idea. And so I cooked it down, and then I put it in the oven. But since mine was fresh, I felt like I didn't need to do it for like 20 minutes. I did mine for maybe like 10 or 15 minutes. And I took it out, and I can see why people use it for pulled pork. The taste was spot on, like spot on. No complaints with the taste. The texture, I think maybe I should have shredded it up some more, and I wish I would have put like more on the sandwich, because I don't think I had enough for the sandwich. And also I didn't have any like pickles to go on top, or people put like coleslaw on top. So I wish I would have done something extra to it. But the taste itself was really good, so I would do it again. And if I had guests that were coming over and like I was entertaining or something, I would cook that as part of the meal and make something happen with it, because I feel like people who are not vegetarian or vegan would eat it too. So definitely yes for the jackfruit. I put the barbecue sauce on there after, I would say I put it in the oven maybe for like 5 or 7 minutes, and then I put some barbecue sauce on it, and then I threw it back in the oven for a few minutes. So the barbecue sauce was already on it, and the flavor was just so good. Like, yes, jackfruit, yes. That's all I have to say about jackfruit. Oh, I've also tried carrot cake from Whole Foods. So in the last video, I told you I was not going to be buying any more sweets because I have been going wild with the sweets. But I bought the carrot cake, and I only bought it because I had been going in Whole Foods for maybe like about a month, and they did not have carrot cake. I saw some people talking about it online, and so that's what made me actually want to go in the store and get it, because I was like, oh, they have vegan carrot cake, I have to try it. And they never had it. I even asked someone in the deli section behind the counter, and the guy was like, oh, let me go check because it's not any out there. He said, well, there's not any out there. And I was like, no. He's like, okay, let me go check. He said, it may be frozen. Is that all right with you? I was like, sure. Like, it's frozen. I just thought, like, it should be fine. So I was like, ooh, I'm gonna go get some. He came back, nothing. He's like, oh, we don't have any. So I'm like, oh, man. So I ended up going to see a friend that was like in a town, maybe about like 20-30 minutes away. There was a Whole Food right across the street from where we met up at. So of course I was like, let me just go in here. Like, there's no harm in going in and checking. I went in there. They had tons of carrot cake. I was like, why do y'all have a lot and we have none? We have 0. So I got a piece of carrot cake, and I would say that it was actually pretty good to me. Online they said the cake was kind of dry and they didn't really like it. I don't know who said that. I don't know why they would have said it. The carrot cake was very good. I plan on getting it for Thanksgiving and Christmas. For Christmas, I actually plan on possibly buying a whole carrot cake, depending on how much it costs, because I feel like one slice of carrot cake, or rather it was a square, it was a nice size square, was like $3.50. So I don't know how much this whole cake is gonna be, but I'm gonna try to price it. And that's actually the main reason why I've been trying to stay away from sweets lately, because Thanksgiving is coming up. So I'm like, let me hold back on the sweets and see what happens during Thanksgiving. And so outside of that carrot cake, I haven't had any of that one slice of carrot cake. I haven't had any more sweets. But speaking of Thanksgiving, so the holidays are coming up and I don't have any recipes and I don't know what I'm gonna do. This will be my first major holiday without any meat. And actually I don't have a desire for a desire for turkey or for ham, so that's not going to be a big issue. I do kind of want some macaroni, so I'm gonna try to find a recipe for some macaroni. I haven't looked up anything else, so that's going to be an exciting video when you see that, because I just don't know what I'm gonna do. I have zero ideas and I'm an extremely picky eater. So I would definitely let you guys know how that goes. Stay tuned for the next update. Thank you for being here with me on this journey. And I will see you guys next time.